Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a warm welcome to you as well. I feel like I have not done one of these videos where I'm sitting down and talking, so I decided that this is the perfect time to do it because I want to show you some of the goodies that I got when I became staff with the dialysis company that I'm working for, and also I want to talk about what it felt like or what it currently feels like being off of orientation, on how orientation went and how long orientation was. So guys, if that is something you're interested in, stay tuned. Okay, so let's jump into the interview process. So I wanted to talk about interview process because it was something that was different to me. Normally you'd have to apply and then a recruiter will reach out to you, and then after the recruiter reach out to you, then you will be linked on to something else, and then you'll be linked on to the manager. With this process, basically I think I went through it on LinkedIn. I think it was LinkedIn. But basically you just put your information in and it goes directly to the manager, and the manager interviews you. So the manager is the first person to interview you, and basically once they interview you, then the process moves a little bit faster. You will know whether or not you get the position, right? So I knew that I got the position, I think a day after or 2 days after. I think I knew that I got a position after 2 days, which was perfect because not only did I want to get out of bedside, I was getting tired of bedside. I was per diem staff. I was bouncing from hospital to hospitals. I think I got pretty tired of the way the managers were dealing with things, and I think I got pretty tired of like the constant rotation of the full-time staff. Like, they were in and out that door, meaning that the turnover with the staff was pretty quick. Like, you will go from 1 week you have great staff, then the next week you're on a unit with nobody knows what is going on. So I think that was just a big safety issue, and that is why I was like, yeah, it is time, right? I need to transition. So I've been doing per diem for 3 years, and I love it because it gave you the freedom of working when you want to work. Who doesn't love that? And you can make good money doing stuff like that, meaning that between per diem and taking contracts, you can take a contract and come back to your per diem job. So it's like you're kind of not out of a job. So enough about me talking about being a per diem staff. Let's touch on dialysis. So after I got the interview and I found out that I was going to be a full-time staff, we went through the whole process of getting me started and preparing me to basically meet and start with my first day. So basically you started your first day meeting your manager. So I did a video, I think I'll put a link up here to a video of me on my way to meeting with my manager and talking about all the nerves that I was feeling going into this first day. Although the first day did not start with me jumping into the dialysis unit, but it was my first day of actually getting into or getting information about what I will be doing or what is expected of me. So mostly housekeeping was done on the first day. Okay, so after meeting with my manager, I realized that I had a lot of paperwork that I had to get done before I can go into the hospitals. So this is where everything kind of gets different. You are contracted with the company, you are contracted to work in the hospital. So you're not actually staff of the hospital. So yeah, so you're contracted to work in the hospital with this company. So therefore they're going to need all those information, all those paperwork, background information, vaccination, all of those things that any regular full-time staff would need, right? So they want you to have that up front. For me as a traveler, I had like a part of that folder in my laptop with all the current stuff for the year, because I never knew what is going, like I never know what is going to ever happen. Like maybe I would want to do a contract, so I make sure that I have like my physical for the year, my vaccinations is up to date, everything that I need for them I will have. For me, I got a BCG shot from birth in Jamaica. So if I do like one of those tuberculosis tests, it sometimes come up positive. So therefore I do a chest x-ray. I think it's every 5 years. Some say every 5 years, and some people will want you to do it every year, or they will require you to do a TB Gold. But all those things I've done, so I had all of those things on hand to get started. So yeah. So after I gave all those information, I was able to go into the hospital after a week. So for the first week, I was mostly home doing my modules, it was I think it's acute hemodialysis nursing. So basically they have a whole workbook and a study guide that you have to complete. So for the workbook, they want you to complete it before you do your basic training. And I know this talking is getting pretty boring, but we'll soon jump into the fun part. So the workbook is basically ties in with all the information you need to know about hemodialysis, and your focus is going to be basically getting proficient in that. So they give you an iPad, and the iPad have all the policies on it. So that is great. It's like on hand, right? So the book also basically teach you about complications, what to look out for, and I think it's a really good book. I think it's also a good thing to carry with you to work when you're, like for me, I take it with me to work, because if I want to refer back to something and I know where that page is, I can just be like, okay, yes, and I jump in and I look for something. So I think it's a great book to have. The study guide is basically a book that you can basically complete, and when you complete the study guide, it actually prepares you for your final exam. So guys, after you complete your 12-week orientation, you have to do a final exam, and don't freak out. It is very tricky questions, but they will prepare you in your basic training. So I make mention of basic training, like everybody's like, what is basic training? So basic training is what you do at the end of your orientation. It basically wraps everything that you've been doing in the dialysis unit and what you have been working on in your modules online. It kind of ties it up into a little present and just prepare you to go out and do the best you can. But I laugh about it, but when you think about it, it really ties everything together, and you have these good what would I call them, educators. You have these great educators that would like go out there and just be like, hey, ask us anything. This is the time for you to ask the questions, because sometimes you will see nurses doing things and it's not actually best practice, and we don't want you to go there and start doing things on your own because you think that this is what does it quicker or whatever. Everything actually ties into patient safety. Even the policies ties into patient safety. And trust me, when I read these policies, I was like, these policies actually just talk about what they need to talk about. And these policies actually give you step by step of whatever you have to do. Like, for example, and this is just something off the top of my head, how to string a machine. If you forget, the policy is right there on your iPad. You pull it up, you do, and you string your machine. So I have not met any difficulty that I would say I cannot become proficient or master this area of nursing. I have not hit any bumps. I think mostly is the complications, and I think once you follow the policy and once you are actually watching your patients and doing what you're supposed to do, most of those complications will not happen, you know. But anything happens because patients are different. So, and this is, we are all human and we can make mistakes, and I am not above making mistakes. What else can I tell you? I don't know. Maybe I'll do videos of me in the unit stringing a machine. I'm not going to do any videos running any patients or anything like that. HIPAA, hello. So I'm not going to do anything like that, but I will definitely do videos of me stringing the machine, because I think that was something that I was like, oh, this looks like it's gonna take me months or whatever to get used to, but I got it in a couple of weeks. And that is another thing. I am coming from doing step down, cardiovascular step down, and most of these nurses are nurses that have been in dialysis all their nursing years, or they have been ICU nurses that transition to dialysis. So sometimes you can feel a little bit intimidated by it, and I feel a lot of intimidation going in there because these nurses know what they are to do and they know what they're doing, and you coming in brand new with no knowledge of dialysis, yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit intimidated, but don't let that get you down. Keep yourself motivated to know that, hey, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to do this. I think especially for if you're a brand new nurse and they take you on into training, I think just always ask questions. Like, we don't know everything. In nursing, you will not know everything. Just always ask questions. I ask questions to the bone. I ask questions twice, 3 times, the same question. So at the end of the day, all you have to do is ask questions, because it would be sad if you don't and then you make a big mistake, or you miss a step in doing something. Yeah, when it comes on to dialysis nursing, it's not just the machine, it's also the patient. So you want to make sure that you're testing your machines before you start even running your patients. And I think I can do a video on that, like a quick video of how you test and what you're supposed to do and what you're looking for. I think I find it so fun to do that in the morning, to test my machines and make sure that they pass testing, and all of that is just exciting to me. And anything I do, it's exciting. Like when I was doing psych nursing, I loved it so much. Like, I think this brings me so much joy, and I'm very happy about it. With dialysis nursing, however, when you're doing your bedside nursing, you do your 7 to 7. With dialysis nursing, it's not necessarily a 7 to 7. You can start your day early and still leave pretty late. And I'm talking about, let me give you an example. You can go to work at 7 a.m. with the hope that you will get out at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. 7 a.m. Wouldn't you like to start a shift at 7 a.m. and get out at 7 a.m.? Whatever. But yeah. You can start your shift at 7 a.m. and hope to get out of it at 7 p.m. but you will end up getting out at like 10 p.m. 11 p.m. Good thing that they have staff that come in at midday that can actually take over sometimes if there is not another facility that is drowning. So yes, another thing, we work at 3 different facilities. So good thing 2 of the facilities is under the same company, and in 1 is a standalone. It's another big hospital, but that's different from the other 2. If you have to travel, you get paid for travel, which is good. So if you are done at a facility early and there's another facility that needs help, you transition to that facility to help out. So it's a good nice wrap up, like teamwork. If you know that another person is drowning, like when you're on the floor and you go over there to help them with their situation, it's the same thing. Your staff is drowning at a different facility because there's a lot of patients coming in, or there's a lot of add-ons being done. You go over there and you help your team. So yeah. What else can I tell you? I guess I will not end it at that. I will move on to my goodies that I got when I signed on. I'm so happy and excited to share, because this is my first time in dialysis and this is so fun and so cute. All my goodies are like so nice. Anyways, let me get to it. So I got a little bag. Not a little bag, I got a big bag. So this is my bag that I got, and it's pretty cute. I have turned over my brown bag that I usually carry to work, and now I carry this little bag until it gets torn up, because it's not really a thick material, but I guess if you don't carry a lot of heavy stuff in it, I think it will hold up over time. So I'm going to show you what I got in my bag. So I'm gonna show you everything, because I have gathered and poked all kind of stuff in here, but I just want to show you what I got with the bag. So yeah, so the first thing is they gave me a little headphone with the brand name on it. Got a headphone, and I got a little caddy here, this little thing, and it has mints in it. So it opens like this, because the first time I opened it everything spilled, but it has like mints. There we go, some little mints that you can chew on as you're going through your day. And I think that is that for what is in here. I just fill it up with masks because you always need masks, so I just fill my bag up with masks. I also got a nice pen from them. This was in the bag. And I got a water bottle. I thought this was very cute too. Nice water bottle. I love a good water bottle anyways. Oh, nope, not here. But I also got an iPad. So I am not an iPhone person, so I think this is an iMax or something like that. iAir Max, I don't know. I will Google it and I'll put it somewhere up here. But yeah, this is my iPad for work, and it got my name on it, and you get a charger as well. And with this iPad you can look up your policies, you can go into your websites and stuff like that, and also you can, I think there's like a portal that you can look up patients, especially if you're on call and you get called in, you can look up your patient before you even go in. So I think this is pretty neat to have. And I get 2 workbooks. As I talk about a workbook and a study book, I got 1 workbook and a study book for hemodialysis specifically. And I think, yeah, I think that is it. That is all of my goodies that I got. So yeah, I think a lot of people would ask why dialysis nursing, and I got asked that question too, and I've been trying to get into dialysis nursing from like Oklahoma days, and I could not. I've been trying for 3 years to get into dialysis. When I was in West Palm Beach, I got close, but they decided that they wanted to go with someone that was more experienced, and that is fine, you know. They know what they want. You don't ever beat yourself up if somebody don't hire you. Sometimes it's just not the right time, and trust me, it was not the right time for me. So it was perfect the way it worked out. But always loved dialysis. I thought it was a little bit more it is a little less hassle on your body when it comes on to bedside nursing, flipping patients, turning patients, pushing people on stretchers, or pushing them to radiology, or pushing them to CT and helping transfer and all of that. It is a slower area, but there's a lot of complications that can happen with the patients, and I think that is where your critical thinking needs to come in a lot, and I think you will use that in this area. So a lot of critical thinking, a lot of observing your patients, a lot of watching your patients' vitals and looking out for those signs and symptoms of a complication that may happen while they're doing dialysis. But yeah, I think I've spoken enough, and I am going to get off of here and go to bed, but I look forward to making more videos about my journey in dialysis. Very excited to be a part of the team that I'm a part of now, and very excited to continue doing this for, I think, a couple more years. Hopefully I do not get burnt out. Hopefully I work well with the team going, you know, as I move forward or as I learn more, because it would be sad to love something and then decide, you know, you have to move on because you're no longer working out with your team, or your manager and you no longer work out. So things happen in life, and I think I'm good at accepting changes that come, because yeah, there was a point in my life I thought I was going to be a wound care nurse. I even went to school and did exam. I failed one of them though, but and did the exams, and here I am doing something completely different. So, life happens. And I love it. I love it. I love every step I take because it's always up. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed until the end of this video, it was a long one, right? Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and check out my other videos. I did a DIY front yard makeover, and also with the recent hurricane that passed, I did a video on a little snippet of how we made it through. It was not too bad. Pray for everyone that was hit very hard in this hurricane. It was definitely a shocker. It was definitely a shocker with everything that is going on. So we're just praying and being hopeful that a lot of people made it out, or everybody, if not everybody, but most people made it out safely. But yeah, thank you again for watching.